You're scrolling social media at 11 p.m. and everyone's posting their wins. The new car, the designer bag, the vacation in Bali. Meanwhile, you're sitting there wondering if you're behind. Here's what nobody tells you. The people actually building wealth aren't posting about it. In fact, the loudest people are often the poorest. I'm going to show you 8 specific strategies that quietly wealthy people use to accumulate serious money while everyone else is too busy performing success. And the math on this is wild. We're talking about the difference between looking rich and actually becoming rich. My name is Ivan, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, human psychology, and why some people seem to glide through financial challenges while others are constantly stressed about their bank account balance. If you ever wondered what it actually feels like to have different amounts of money saved up, and more importantly, how each milestone changes your decision-making process, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it helps clarify things for you. Think about it like grades in school. The kid who brags before every test, usually average. The quiet one who just shows up and does the work, ends up valedictorian. Money works the same way. The performance takes energy. The silence compounds. Number 1, invest in quality that lasts. Cheap stuff costs more in the long run. A $30 pair of shoes that falls apart in 6 months versus a $120 pair that lasts 5 years. The math is obvious, but people buy cheap because they don't have the cash flow for quality up front. This is where living below your means pays off. When you have a buffer, you can buy the $120 shoes, the $500 laptop that lasts 8 years instead of the $300 one that dies in 3. You stop replacing things constantly. Quality extends to education and skills too. A $1,000 course that increases your income by $10,000 a year is a 10x return. A $200 certification that gets you promoted is worth decades of compounding salary increases. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being smart with where money goes. Buy quality in things that matter, tools you use daily, health, education. Be frugal with things that don't, status symbols, disposable trends. Identify one thing you replace constantly because you buy the cheap version. Next time, save up and buy quality. Track how long it lasts compared to the budget option. Number 2, build a solid emergency fund. Here's where most people fail. They invest aggressively but have zero cushion. Then the car breaks down, the roof leaks, they lose their job, and they're forced to sell investments at a loss or rack up credit card debt. An emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account. Not invested, not locked up, liquid and accessible. If your monthly expenses are $3,000, you need $9,000, $18,000 sitting there doing nothing but existing. This sounds boring. It is boring. It's also the difference between weathering a crisis and spiraling into debt. Poor Peter had $40,000 in stocks, but $500 in savings. He lost his job, had to sell $15,000 in stocks during a market dip to cover rent and food, lost money on the sale, and lost future growth on those shares. Rich Richard had the same amount in stocks, but also kept a 6-month emergency fund. When he lost his job, he lived off savings while job hunting strategically, never touched his investments, and they kept growing. Your emergency fund is not an investment. It's insurance. It's what lets you stay invested during volatility instead of panic selling. It's what lets you say no to a predatory loan. It's peace of mind. If you have less than $1,000 in accessible savings, pause all investing until you hit $1,000. Then work toward 1 month of expenses, then 3, then 6. This is your foundation. Number 3, associate with the right people. Your 5 closest friends determine your financial trajectory. If they're all broke and proud of it, you'll stay broke. If they're quietly building wealth, you'll absorb those habits. This isn't about being elitist, it's about environment design. When your friends pressure you to spend on nights out you can't afford, that's friction. When they normalize investing in side hustles and frugality, that's momentum. Poor Peter used to hang out with a group that valued expensive brunches and shopping trips. He was spending $800 a month keeping up. Rich Richard made a change. He found a new circle of friends who hiked, cooked at home, and talked about investing. His spending dropped to $200 a month on social activities, and his savings rate jumped from 8% to 18%. Same income, different environment, completely different financial trajectory. You become who you surround yourself with. Choose people who make you better, not people who make you poorer. Number 4, live below your means. There's a concept called lifestyle inflation. You get a raise and immediately your rent goes up, your car gets nicer, your dinners get fancier, A year later, you're making 20% more, but somehow you're still broke. Rich Richard was earning $60,000 and living on $50,000. He got promoted to $80,000. Instead of upgrading everything, he kept his expenses at $50,000 and banked the extra $30,000 a year. In 3 years, he had $90,000 saved. Poor Peter, his coworker making the same salary, got new apartments and new car payments, and the same $2,000 in his savings account. Living below your means isn't deprivation, it's buying yourself time and options. That gap between what you earn and what you spend is your freedom fund. The bigger the gap, the faster you can walk away from a job you hate, start a business, take a sabbatical, weather a layoff. When your fixed costs, rent, car, insurance, debt, eat up 70 to 80% of your income, you're trapped. When they take 45-50%, you have breathing room. That breathing room becomes opportunity. Calculate your savings rate right now. Take your monthly savings divided by your monthly take-home income. If it's under 10%, find one recurring expense to cut this week. Phone plan, streaming service, gym membership you never use. Move that amount to savings. Number 5, keep expenses private. When people know what you have, they make assumptions about what you should spend. You get a promotion and suddenly everyone expects you to pick up the check. You buy a house and your family assumes you can lend them money. The quiet wealthy don't broadcast financial changes. They don't announce raises, bonuses, or investment wins. This isn't about being secretive for secrecy's sake. It's about protecting your decision-making from other people's expectations. Poor Peter told his extended family he got a $20,000 bonus. Within a week, 3 relatives asked to borrow money. His cousin expected him to invest in a pyramid scheme. His brother-in-law wanted him to co-sign a car loan. He spent his bonus managing other people's opinions instead of investing it. Rich Richard got the same bonus, kept quiet, and put the entire amount into a diversified portfolio. No drama, no guilt trips, just steady wealth building. When you keep financial information private, you control your choices. Nobody's guilt tripping you. Nobody's comparing themselves to you and feeling resentful. You just quietly build without the noise. Next financial win you have, don't post it. Don't mention it at dinner, just invest it and move on. Number 6, invest in assets, not liabilities. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out. Sounds simple, but look around. Most people are drowning in liabilities disguised as success symbols. Rich Richard had a choice: luxury car for $45,000 or rental property. He chose the property. It generates $800 a month in passive income. That's $9,600 a year. Poor Peter chose the car. It costs $650 a month in payments, plus $200 in insurance. After 5 years, Rich Richard has collected $48,000 in rent and still owns the property. Poor Peter has $0 and a depreciating vehicle. This is the wealth gap in action. The car is a liability. It drains resources. The rental property is an asset. It creates cash flow. Extend this thinking to everything. Does this purchase generate value or just consume it? Real wealth comes from owning things that pay you. Stocks, bonds, real estate, small businesses, dividend-producing investments, not things that impress your neighbor. Before your next big purchase, ask one question: will this pay me back? If the answer is no and it's over $500, sleep on it for a week. Most impulse purchases fail that test. Number 7, diversify income streams. One income source is fragile. A layoff, a health issue, a company going under, and you're scrambling. 2 or 3 income streams create stability and accelerate wealth building. Rich Richard worked a full-time job making $65,000. He started freelance writing on weekends, earning an extra $1,000 a month. He didn't increase his lifestyle. That $12,000 a year went straight into index funds. After 5 years, his side income alone had grown his portfolio by $60,000 plus investment returns. Poor Peter had the same opportunities but spent his weekends watching TV, and his extra income, when he did make any, went to upgrading his lifestyle. This isn't about grinding yourself to death, it's about creating fallback options and speeding up your timeline. A side income of $501,000 a month can cut 5 years off your path to financial independence. Diversification also means investment diversification. Don't put everything in your employer's stock. Spread across index funds, bonds, real estate, maybe some dividend aristocrats. When one sector drops, others hold steady. Identify one skill you have that people would pay for. Writing, design, tutoring, consulting, coding. Start small. one client, one project. Bank every dollar. Number 8. Avoid high interest debt like a plague. Credit card debt at 20 to 24% APR is financial poison. If you carry a $5,000 balance and make minimum payments of $150 a month, you'll pay $1,100 in interest over 3.5 years. That's money vaporized. The average American has $6,500 in credit card debt. That interest could be investment returns instead. Pay off high interest debt before doing anything else. It's the highest guaranteed return you'll ever get. Eliminating 22% interest is like earning 22% on an investment. And good luck finding that anywhere else without massive risk. Use debt strategically. Mortgage on a house you can afford, student loans with low rates, business loans that generate revenue. Never use debt for consumption. Vacations, clothes, dinners out. If you can't pay cash, you can't afford it. If you have credit card debt, list every card with its balance and interest rate. Pay minimums on everything except the highest rate card. Throw every extra dollar at that one until it's gone, then move to the next. This is the avalanche method, and it works. This isn't complicated. Automate savings, pay off debt, invest in assets, live below your means, ignore what everyone else is doing, check your numbers weekly, build your cushion. Do this for 5 years and your entire financial landscape changes. Pick one strategy from this list, just one. Set up the automation or make the payment or have the conversation. Do it this week, not next month when things calm down. This week. Because wealth isn't built by people who wait for the perfect moment. It's built by people who start now and stay consistent. Now go be quiet and get rich.